Hey guys, TK06 here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the TK06 Mashin Chaser from Kamen Rider Drive. This is the 6th entry in the Tire Kokon series, and Mashin Chaser in figure form. So this includes a few things: the figure itself, one weapon, and Buso parts. So to start, let's take a look at the figure. So as I said in my breakdown review, Mashin Chaser is not a Kamen Rider but a rider-like enemy. And you can see he is kind of an armored warrior, but he has a very different aesthetic from Drive. While Drive is designed to look like a factory-built car, Mashin Chaser looks more like a vehicle made from a bunch of scrap parts, as there's a lot of asymmetry here, and a lot of stuff just kind of seems piled onto him. Starting with the head, you can see it's kind of a mess up here. Got these weird kind of pipe pieces sticking out to one side with this one block on the other. You can look at his eyes. He actually does have two eyes, but you see that one's exposed right here and is painted metallic orange. The other one is supposed to be in here behind this kind of black vent eye patch. His mouthpiece is additionally asymmetrical, with the right side being painted metallic purple and the other one being vented and silver. You also see a big mess of wires and pipes going all around the back of his head as well. To the point where there's even a pipe running across his face. Going down the torso, one thing to note is that, well, it seems like the actual base body was pretty well designed as a kind of a skeleton for the rest of it. The armor and other details seem to be kind of jumbled on, kind of placed on with not much attention. See, taking a look at the chest, got this one triangular piece here on the left side, with a breastplate right here on the right. You see that there are a lot of pieces here that are colored in this nice metallic purple. You can look at the shoulders. For the left one, it's metallic purple with his symbol painted in white. While the other is this more blocky silver shoulder pad. This has got lots of pipes running along him. You can see they're on different parts of his body. And the cool thing is here is that they're all separate pieces made from this flexible plastic, so you can actually touch them and kind of move them around. And it's a nice touch rather than just molding them on and painting them. See, going down, there's a lot of detail to the actual suit itself. Looking at the arms, you also got some more pieces that are asymmetrical. Like this bicep is a purple bicep armor that's on the left arm, and this bit of purple forearm armor on the right arm. Going to the lower torso, you got this piece on the abdomen, which is actually symmetrical, but you see that it's there and he has no belt since he's not a rider and he transforms with the brake gunner, so he doesn't need one. Going down to the legs, you got piping on one leg, then an armor piece on the other. Then on the back, you can see that there's almost a kind of skeletal look to it, with these pieces looking like ribs, and then he kind of looks like he has a spine running down him. Also bits and details on the backs of the legs as well. Then in the middle of the back, you can see this port for his Buso parts and for any tires you want to put on. Though the rest of it is kind of smooth. As you can see, he's got some pretty well structured hands and wrists, and then the knee pads are still kind of a mess, but the actual lower legs and feet seem pretty well put together. As you can see, very smooth and not too much detail to them. So articulation wise, he's got a ball jointed head, The shoulders rotate 360 degrees and move in and out. Now here's a cool thing. You'll notice the shoulder pads here, well, they're actually on hinges so that when you move the shoulders in and out, they'll actually move up to get out of the way and allow for more movement, greater range of articulation. Got bicep swivel, single joint elbows, wrist swivel, and the 2 finger joints. Has a waist rotation here. It's not hindered by the pipes, since they're actually kind of free floating at this point. Then for legs, they go forward and back, in and out. Has a thigh rotation, single jointed knees, and ball joint ankles. His single accessory is this mini brake gunner, which is pretty nice. As you can see, it's got all the right details. It's cast in a kind of gray plastic, but it has a bit of metallic paint for the horn parts up here. You can see they even molded a, well, not complete, kind of small version of his symbol onto the top here. And of course, you can take it and put it into either hand, although in the show he uses it with his right hand. And it's also easier to display him with it because it's so small that it could easily get lost. So I'd recommend just keeping it in his hand if you have the figure. So the next thing are the Buso parts. Now there are actually 3 of them that go together for when they need to be used. The first is spider parts. You can see here. There are these mechanical spider legs, some little eyes here, and these 2 fangs that come down. The bat parts are these 2 mechanical wings that are actually quite asymmetrical, with one wing being shorter but bulkier and the other one being longer but thinner. And finally the Cobra parts and what they all go on to, this thing called the E-circular. You can see a little bit of scale details to them, and a little tail at the end, or a little tip to the tail, or like a snake's rattle at the end. Now I did it like this so as to show how to assemble it, as that's a little bit tricky to do at first. What you want to do is first take the spider parts and fold down this little part so that is like this, with the thin part facing up and the wide part facing down. Then slide it into this part up here. Take this hole and place it onto this peg right there. And then the Buso parts are complete. So with them completed, we can now tune Mashin Chaser. So first up, we will tune Chaser Bat. So to start off any tune, what you need to do is take this part and equip it to the back. And line it up with this piece and make sure you can get into place correctly, like that. You want to take this little peg and plug it into this hole right below the base of the neck. Just like that. And that'll start him off. Now for Chaser Bat, he has 2 modes. The first is flying mode, and to do that is pretty simple. What you have to do is take the wings and fold them out to the sides. Now you have Buso Chaser Bat in flying mode, which is pretty neat, although it kind of makes you wish the wings could go out a little bit more or be a bit lower. So the second mode is arrow mode. So to do that, You go behind here and actually unpeg part of it. Just right here. From there, you want to take it and move it around like this. Actually rotate it like so. Pull out the wings again. And come here. Oh, here's where it gets a little bit tricky. You actually want to straighten this part here with these two hinges. How to rotate this and actually rotate this piece so it's facing forward. Then peg it into this hole on the arm. And there you have Buso Chaser Bat in arrow mode. In this mode, the weapon is called the Wing Sniper. So you can actually take it and point it forward. Like that. Or you can go for something a little bit more dynamic by extending out the arms to the side like that. And so in this mode you can see here the bat wings now become this kind of arm-mounted bow. Then we can move on to the next one, Chaser Spider. So for that, it's pretty simple. All you need to do is take the wings, fold them in, and fold in this piece and fold out the claw. There you have Buso Chaser Spider. In this mode, the weapon is this claw called the Fang Spidey. Now this is one of the kind of problems with the figure is this mode. Because in the show, what actually happens is that what you can see here is that the claw part is a lot smaller and more closed in than the wing parts in the back, but in the show it's kind of made to be evened out, where these extend out about the same length as this. So what would have been nice would have been either have these been smaller or more compressed, or have this piece be a bit larger, although I guess to do that it would mean coming out all the way to here, which would be oversized, so I guess the better thing to do would have been making this smaller. Or at least maybe cutting down the wings so that they lined up a little bit, because you see it goes down here and then extends out here and here. So a little bit awkward and unwieldy, but still nice. And another thing you can do is you can take this claw part here, fold this way, then he can hold it separately in his other hand, which is an interesting option. And once you're done, just place it right back onto here. And the final one would be Chaser Cobra. So for that one, you fold in the claw. Although for that I just kind of messed up there, because you want to actually have this part outwards like so. So you can actually kind of fold this back in. So then what you want to do is take this and fold it all the way out like so. And there you have Buso Chaser Cobra. So in this mode he's equipped with a whip called the Tail Whipper. And so you can see how this actually snakes out and curves one way, then curves the other. And so you can move this up and down, angle this in different ways. and make it more or less straight if you want to. Well, of course, because of the way it bends, you can't make it completely straight. But it's still pretty interesting. So then when you're all done, take it off the arm. Then fold it back up. Just like so. Although now that I said that, it's a little bit tricky. So I'm just going to detach it and do that. It's a little bit easier to do like this. Just like so. And there. Of course, he is part of the Tire Kokon series, so he can use Kamen Drive's tires. Just for an example, I'll use the Max Flare tire. Just fold these out. And then snap it onto the back. Just like that. It's pretty interesting. Although how much of you see kind of depends on how you move his arms, because it is on his back. The other thing is that you can spin it, but it doesn't spin so freely. You kind of have to do that manually by hand, as the joint here is a bit tighter just to facilitate the way it moves. And so you don't have this thing moving too loosely while it's attached. But it's still pretty cool. And so there you go. Overall, I would say Mashin Chaser is a great figure to pick up. His non-rider design is unorthodox but very unique. And it's rare you see a kind of villain character get made into a gimmick figure, so it's definitely a cool thing to see as well. Additionally, it's very neat that he's got this one part that can turn into 3 different weapons, and there are several options for it. And of course you can also use Drive's tires, so you have some of those, you have even more play options. So if you're a fan of Mashin Chaser and want to get a figure of him, then this is definitely the way to go. There will be an SH Figure Arts figure coming out for him, though I don't know if it actually includes the Buso parts, at least to start with. And of course later down the line there will be a release of his bike, well, that can go along with the Tire Kokon figure. So if you pick up this, you can also pick up that later down the line. So overall, if you're a fan of this character and a fan of this figure line, then I can definitely recommend this. Thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my channel for more videos. And for now, this is TK06, writing off.